Dave,
Ian,
are you there?
I am here. Yes.
Okay, well, you're Dave, and I'm Ian, and this is Apex Adjacent. But more importantly, I'm looking over here at the talkabouts.
Yeah, our show notes, our shared Goigle doc.
Our shared Google Doc, in which you usually just see me clicking furiously around.
Yes. Yeah, your ADD cursor movement is apparent, right?
And I'm reading the first couple of entries that you've put in here for this, the first couple of agenda items, and I don't know what they're about.
Right.
I just need to know, are you okay?
I got to tell you, man, it's been a little rough lately. Like, I have some friends going through some stuff. It's not great overall. Local orbit, good. Like, my wife and I are doing great. Stuff like that. Work's going pretty well. I have finally beat, the portion of depression that was keeping me from exercising. So I started exercising again. So that, but like, while I'm doing these kinds of things and like, kind of trying to like rise back up, and bring myself back up in this, this very tough world, I'm getting some fucking obstacles, man. I'm getting hit with some stuff that is, oh, buddy.
It looks like it.
Yeah, so tell people what I wrote for the first three. We normally just write very short things about what we want to talk about. It's our table of contents, if you will, but yeah.
The first two items on the agenda this evening are Dave almost died at an intersection, and Dave almost died in his home office.
Yeah, I don't think they give you workman's comp if you die at home. If you work from home.
That's actually an excellent question.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So which one do you want to know about first? The home office or the intersection?
It's a car show. Let's say intersection.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I was at an intersection the other day.
You were attacked. You were walking and you were attacked by a rabid squirrel.
I think I'm going to show you a picture of what I was dealing with at an intersection. I was in my little nugget car, tooting around, being the little errand boy. Okay. Right? And I pulled up in traffic behind this set of cars. And I think that when you see it, you're going to realize how lucky I was. So here you go. Here is the stoplight scenario. While Ian is taking this in, it is a Roush Mustang, black. It's on the left, right next to a Corvette C7. Do you know how I know it's a 7th generation Corvette, Ian? Do you know how I know? Do you know how I know, Ian?
I wish that, sometimes people just go so subtle with their badging and their paraphernalia and stuff that you just wish it would be a little more explicit. Right.
Quit dancing around it. Right. Yeah. No, I know it's a C7 vet because their license plate says Vet C7. So thank you, Corvette owner. But the amount of aggro, and the vanity plate on the Roush Mustang. Ian is just stunned into silence about it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think Mango.
It's either Mango 11 or Mango 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
The amount of like aggro-ness at this intersection, I think I'm lucky to get away. Especially because I was behind them in my nugget car revving my engine.
Trying to incite them.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
And I don't think either of them were like, is that the other one revving the engine? They probably just heard the Abarth and were like, no, that's the nugget car behind us. That's not.
I mean, I understand why you thought your life was in danger, because this is the opening thumbnail to every look at this idiot leaving Cars and Coffee video that's ever existed.
Right.
It's either one of these two cars.
Yes. I was in a YouTube thumbnail of like traffic disasters.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I almost died at this intersection. It was close, Ian. Mm-hmm. It was close. So, yeah. There you go.
Amazing.
Haven't seen a Roush Mustang for a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, they all live in trees now.
Go back to your home from whence you came, Roush Mustang. Return to your people of the forest.
I mean, they were definitely going to drag race into this strip mall, right?
Yes.
That's what was going to happen.
Yes, like I was wondering what the vet was going to do, if it was going to turn or go straight into the strip mall. It went straight into the strip mall, but still like revved its engine, and the Mustang just like took off when it got the turn signal. And there was actually a cop behind me in an unmarked Explorer or whatever, right? But I saw all the little like LED lights just above like the rear view or the visors and stuff. It's like
dirty.
Yeah, right. So I'm revving my engine. The cop's behind me, and then I got these two guys. I was kind of trying to like get them going, so that they get pulled over. There was a time I was riding my bike to work, and there was a speed trap where they would always put one of the camera vans, right? Like right on Montview. And like you kind of crest a hill and the speed camera would get you. And I was and there's a red light a little bit before it. And I can't remember, there was some idiot next to me in their car, like maybe they passed me a little too close or something like that. And I'm on my bike and we're waiting for the light to turn green. And so when the light turns green, I just fucking take off on the bike. And the guy in the car, like, instinctively, I guess, tries to race me on my bicycle. And it's a school zone, so the speed limit is 25. And he just, like, the cameras flash, and I was like, fuck yeah.
That's...
One of those pictures of him getting the ticket is probably me behind him, like, throwing up the horns.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So that's me almost inciting violence at an intersection. Yeah. So there you go. So that's how I almost died, Ian.
Yeah. I mean, that honestly, that's the sketchiest thing you can pull up on at an intersection.
Right? It's like, okay, so you got the Ford versus Chevy. You got the Mustang versus Corvette. And then they have vanity plates on top of that, right?
Right. The fact that they both have vanity plates,
right?
I don't know why. It just, yeah.
It adds an air of danger to the situation, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyway, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then it says you almost died again in your home office.
So I was sitting about 10 feet that way working the other day, and I hear a loud snap, and the back of my office chair goes slack. And this is what happened. Here you go. The back of my office chair completely separated from the bottom, and I almost went flying backwards into the corner of a bookcase that was behind me.
That would have been good.
Yeah. So, that
is a good question. Can you file a workers' comp issue for a home office?
I told somebody about this at work, a director, and they were like, "Did you get that chair from the office?" And I was like, "No." Like, people are taking chairs from the office, apparently.
Oh, I found out I could have expensed a chair for my home office like 2 years ago, and I never did it.
Oh, no way. Okay.
And instead, I'm in this chair where if I sit at it at just the right angle, it just slowly goes down.
Yeah. Okay.
Just very slowly.
Nice.
Just loses pressure in the strut.
Nice. Yeah. So thankfully, $3 of Ace Hardware fasteners in the office chair. As you can see, I'm sitting in it. Yeah, is back to normal. So. Okay. Yeah.
Well, stay safe. I guess.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
What are your garage updates? It says you have garage updates.
Ian, I got garage updates, man. Thankfully, none of my cars fell on me, so I'm doing okay there. All right? Right?
That'll ruin your whole day, I hear.
Yeah. What do you want to hear about first? You want to hear about Luther, or you want to hear about the Nugget?
I want to hear about Luther because I know you did a bunch of maintenance.
Yep.
On the old LS.
Yep, that's right. I my spreadsheet for Luther maintenance got a little backed up. And so it was time to do cabin air filter, engine air filter, oil change, that kind of stuff. And then I had a little bit of an oil leak, but I think I traced that down to a drain plug that wasn't tight enough. Ever since I cracked an oil pan, I'm so gentle with oil drain plugs. Have you done that where you've over tightened it and stripped or cracked the oil pan?
No, I got in one car I got real close to cross-threading one.
Oh, okay.
I started to cross-thread it, and I realized as I was going, they're like, oh, whoa, and I backed it out, and I was fine.
Okay.
But
okay.
I was you get impatient, and you're like,
right.
This job took 3 times as long as it should take a competent human being.
Right.
And I started the crate. It was on my SHO, and I cross-threaded the bolt, and I was like, started to do it up. I was like, this is harder than it should be. And then I was like, wait, probably because it's cross-threaded.
There's a reason.
Yeah.
So
I got real close to screwing myself over there.
Yeah. It's not like you haven't had other oil pan related woes, but right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I would
like talking about.
I would like to point out that the car is on jack stands. You just can't see them, and the jack is there as the safety backup for the jack stands. Always work on jack stands. Never get underneath your car if it's only on a jack. Yeah. So you can't see them from this angle, but they're there. But Luther's trucking along, man. Just,
Are you driving him much these days, or are you mostly in the Abarth?
So it's Abarth for errands, period. Like the Abarth is like, I drive the Abarth maybe about 4 times a week. Okay. I drive Luther maybe once every 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah. Nice. I took my wife to the airport and picked her up from the airport. She went out of town, right?
In the black cab, yeah.
Yep, exactly. Right. Yeah. Like 90 miles an hour on E4. I mean, the speed limit on E470 in the Abarth is not really like what I would call a restorative ride. Right. After
welcome home.
Right. Yes. The worst reviewed Uber ever. Yeah. So, that's like the Lexus has been relegated to those kinds of duties. Yeah. Which is nice. I like that I'm keeping miles off of that because, I mean, it's such a freaking stout car. Like, I would love for it to last for so long,
Yeah. I mean, it will, right?
Yeah. Yeah. The only thing that I'm worried about is it did start to run hot a little bit over. There was a really hot summer, not last summer, but whenever I was doing all that work on the front yard of my old place. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Kelly and I were sitting in a parking lot, like eating a sandwich or something, having a car picnic. And it was like 102-degree day or something. And when the car was idling, it started to get hot. So I don't know. Yeah. And I think that's post radiator replacement. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe like the AC condenser can get so much shit in it that can really impede airflow.
Yeah. It could just be obstructions.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah, because as soon as we started moving again, everything was fine. Yeah. So yeah, it's probably just that like and plus it's a black car, right? So like the surface of the hood's probably like 160.
Yeah. So cut some louvers in there.
Right? Yep. Just
you know what would fix that problem?
What's that?
Turbocharger.
yes, that's right.
Fix it right up.
That wouldn't add more heat under there. Yeah. No. Right? Yeah, the only thing I'm worried about is potentially the heads, like having to do a head gasket. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But, I mean, worst case scenario, like for a car like that, like if I spend a couple grand on like a big job like head gaskets, then it's good for so much longer. Yeah, right?
You're still way ahead. Totally.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, what are you going to buy now?
Right.
I mean, for the money you spent on this now,
Yeah.
What could you get? I mean,
Right. Exactly. Right.
you could get a couple of head gaskets, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Out the door, Luther cost me about 14 grand. Right.
Yeah. Your timing was so good.
Like, it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Cause there's no way you'd get that.
Right.
You get this for that now.
I know. Yeah.
It's crazy.
I love that car. And it's so weird going like I have gone like Abarth Luther. Like I've run an errand in the Abarth and then come home and transferred Kelly and I into the Lexus, and it's such a weird experience.
What I want you to do is I want you to go a little stir crazy and just build a little rig to drive the Abarth up onto roof racks and just use it as a roof box on the Lexus. Because honestly, I think the proportions would kind of work.
I think they would.
And it would look amazing to just drive around with a little Fiat on top of your Lexus.
Right? Yeah.
That's what I want to have happen.
Well, hey, let's start a GoFundMe to like weld some scaffolding on top of.
Do this or we'll buy a Phaeton.
Oh, that reminds me. Let's put mental health check in on down in the talk abouts here. Let's get to it after the garage update. It's an after your car compliment here. Yeah. So
okay.
Yeah. Health check in. Okay. All right. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Thank you for jogging my memory. But yeah, so that's Luther. The Abarth, Ian, okay, I want to paint a picture for you, all right? Where I live, suburbs, right? Not in the mountains. I like to go mountain biking, right? Mm-hmm. So that means I got to drive to the trailhead, right? You're picking between my Lexus and the Abarth. What would you want to drive on curvy roads up to a trailhead?
The Abarth.
Exactly. So I put a trailer hitch on the Abarth. I put a bike rack on the Abarth, and that is my mountain bike shuttle car. Yeah. Here, let's see here. Here's the... Oh, God, where's the browser? Ian, I lost the browser. There it is. Okay. Here's the little nugget. I got it just backed up on the ramps. I think the hitch set me back like $120 from Rock Auto.
Nice.
Not bad, right?
Yeah, it's about what I think that's about what I spent on the one for the all-track. They're all pretty standard.
Thanks to you, this is the second hitch I've done.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there it is. I did have to cut that rear diffuser just a tiny bit.
You did? Okay.
That's in the instructions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. But, I think it looks great. Here it is with the bike rack and a bike on it.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Right?
It looks so good. How does it drive with the bike rack and a bike rack on it? Does it feel appreciably like lighter in the front? Because it already feels a little light in the front, right?
Yeah, it does. I haven't driven it with the bike on, so the bike is like another 22 pounds, and I think the rack is...
And a lot of drag.
Yeah, right? Yeah. And the rack is fairly light for what it is. I found a used Kuat on Craigslist.
Nice.
Those things are fucking expensive, man.
Dude. Oh my God.
Right?
Bike rack?
Right?
When this was right at the beginning of the pandemic too, so that's part of the problem. But we were trying to find something that would hold 3 bikes.
Right.
Because, we had 3 people who can ride bikes.
And their bikes are only going to get bigger. Right. So you're thinking like just I buy the bike rack now. Mm-hmm. Right.
And man, it was hard. It's hard to find something that's not even used.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Easy to spend over $1,000 on a 4. If you want a 4 bike situation.
Yep.
You're easily spending $1,000.
Yeah.
And that is a lot. I mean, that's a lot.
Right.
For something that you're going to use a handful of times a year.
Yeah.
And then, so we ended up finding one that's been very discontinued.
Okay.
It's not the best design. It doesn't fit a smaller bike, but it'll fit 3 like adult size bikes. And then I have another cheap rack that goes on the top.
Yep. Yeah. Tray up there, right?
So I can have the bike tray, roof box.
Yep.
3 bikes in the back.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
No, that's a great plan. Yeah.
So we can look like the Clampets going across the country. Yeah.
Hey, dude, like it's either that or just have a giant Suburban that you'd still have a hard time fitting the bikes in that, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I will say it is easier to find. I feel like it is easier to find big bike rack solutions if you don't need it to be folding.
Right.
You don't need it to fold.
Right.
Which was a requirement for us. And then 2, if you have a 1/2 inch receiver
Yep.
instead of a 3/8, which is what you and I have, right?
Right. Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
they're catastrophically expensive.
They are.
and they don't even used. They don't drop in value.
No. Ian, I paid $450 for this used one on Craigslist.
Right, and that's just a 2.
Yeah,
right?
just 2 tray. I didn't even fucking haggle, like because
Yeah.
it was lower priced than other stuff, and it's like this guy can get this. It's going to disappear, right?
And can you? The critical things are: does it fold?
It folds.
Can you open the hatch with a bike on it?
So it folds, and since it's a Kuat, which this is the first Kuat I've had. I've always been a Thule boy. It has the thing that folds the rack down,
It drops down, that's
so you
cool.
can totally open the hatch. Yeah,
That's cool. Yeah.
Yep.
Ours is just far enough away that we
Nice.
we can open the hatch because that was important too.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare to find stuff like that.
Right.
To find deals, it's hard.
Yeah, you look at like the amount of metal in this, right? It's like $90 worth of metal. Like, it's
I mean, if that.
there's no like fancy hydraulics. There's like nothing crazy about it. Like,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, and I mean, yeah, to buy some of these things new, like seriously, like a 4 bike carrier new is just absurdly expensive. It feels like for, again, like you said, the materials in it is not much.
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, it's crazy.
So got that going. I love, like, I put this on Twitter, but like the typical thing is like Colorado, your bike is more expensive than your car, right? This almost is, right? I'm counting all the money I put into fixing it, right?
Right.
For on purchase price alone, then sure, the bike is way more expensive.
Yeah.
But having a bike that's bigger than your car is my new flex.
That is funny. It is much wider than your car.
It is much wider than my car. Yeah. And you'll notice I took this little trim piece off back here because I redid the rear stripes.
Oh yeah.
And I plasti dipped that black. I don't have any pictures, but I'm curious to see what you think. I'll send you a picture. I'll put a picture on Twitter.
Okay.
I don't know if I like it better black or silver.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it.
Yeah.
I think the hitch looks great though. It's very subtle. Like, it's nice that it's black.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. That it just
good.
like driving around with that every day isn't like an issue, right?
Yeah. No, it looks great.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I hit that diffuser with that trim restorer too, so that cleaned up nice.
Really.
Thanks, dude.
How was it? How were the plastics and stuff getting it all snapped back together? Like this rear, had you had this rear bumper cover off before?
So thankfully for this, all you have to do is take off that bottom diffuser and drop the exhaust down. The thing that I fought with the most was getting one specific exhaust hanger to disconnect. There was one like real stubborn one.
So are there like pre-drilled places for a tow hitch, like in the frame or on the crash bar or something, or where do you mount it?
Yeah, so you mount it to the frame, and there are so this uses 5 holes total, so 2 on one side, 3 on the other, and for one side there was a small hole that you just needed to drill out bigger.
Okay.
And then have you seen these things where they have like it's like a piece of wire with a little spring on the end, and you thread that onto a bolt, And so, like, let me see if I can describe this. So in the frame rail, there's like a square cutout. And I had to get a carriage bolt and a metal plate into there and drop down through the hole that I drilled out.
Okay.
Right. And so, like, you can't come at it from above. You have to get that bolt and the square kind of like big plate into the frame rail and down through that hole. And so the kit from Kurt came with this, like, it's a piece of wire like 1.5 feet long with a little spring on the end, and you thread the spring onto the threads of the bolt, and you use that wire to pull it, and it pulls the bolt and the plate, or like the plate's like a big washer.
Right.
You pull it down through the hole, and then you just yank the spring off, and it's in place. It's the coolest thing. I've never seen that before. It's probably old news to everyone, but like, yeah.
That's smart.
I don't like bolt, pull through frame, wire. This is it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Oh, there's my ad blocker coming in. But yeah, I mean, bolt fish wire. Yep,
Nice.
This is exactly it. I had never heard of this, but if you have to get something in a really weird place,
I mean, it makes sense.
right? Yeah. So there were pre-existing cutouts and a couple welded nuts into the frame, and then one hole I had to drill out bigger than what it was, and that was it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I didn't need to disconnect the exhaust. I only needed to drop the exhaust down.
Okay.
So yeah, that diffuser, the bumper stayed on, the wheels stayed on. Yeah, it was easier than I thought it would be.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Well, I want you to get a little trailer, like a little Harbor Freight trailer, and just start like one of those little the Power Wheels rescue businesses.
yes. Yeah, that truck that I took a picture of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, it was wasn't that like a Scion that was chopped into a truck?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Exactly.
yeah. Right? Yeah. So there you go. There's the Nugget mountain bike car.
Fantastic. I love it.
Ian, it's got seating for 2 and a bike tray for 2. You were talking about
just
looking
need
for
a
a mountain
mountain
bike. Yeah. Yeah.
I still am looking for a mountain bike.
Yeah. Well, let's
If
find
anyone
you
has
one.
a child-sized mountain bike,
Whatever. Oh, Ian. Right? My car's child size. It's fine.
it's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, let's good garage updates.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. What is this next thing?
Let's save that for a little bit later. I have a game for you. I want to hear about your stuff. I want to hear. We have Formula One, and we have an Ian car compliment. Give me the rundown, buddy. Let's hear about you.
Okay, I got 2 car related things from last week. So last week was, as I detailed to you before the show started, was chaos. But I had we had a family emergency.
Yeah.
Took an unexpected flight, and I got to the airport, and I was flying to Minneapolis, and it was extremely cold. It was like 3 degrees when I landed.
Oh.
And so I'm going through the rental car facility, and I am peeking in all the cars that are available to me to see which one has heated seats.
Oh,
Dave,
okay.
None of them had heated seats.
Oh, buddy.
Not a single one had heated seats. I was in a hurry, and I was like sprinting from car to car, just looking. Heated seat. None.
Okay.
No heated seats. So I did the logical thing, and I just picked the one with the V8. So I just got... I got a Charger Hemi.
When life gives you icy roads.
Right. And as I'm pulling out of the rental car facility, I'm just thinking, oh, I wonder if it's going to snow.
Buddy. Oh.
My priority, you get me into a rental car facility and I go insane.
Yeah,
like my priorities are just, they don't make any sense. Like, even me 5 minutes later, I'm like, I didn't touch these mirrors. I can't see shit. I become a different person.
Uh-huh.
And then I leave, and I have instant remorse and regret for the decisions I've made.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I don't know. But literally that was the thought that went through my head. No heated seats available. Might as well get the V8.
Uh-huh. I love it. I love that you're having a single person hysteria event in these rental car lots.
I think I have a minor breakdown every single time. It's the only explanation.
Well, I think there's been slim pickings, right?
Yes, it's been rough,
right?
This last year, but still, I had better options.
I'm trying to give you an out.
No, there's no possible explanation for it.
And you always have this podcast as an excuse. So you always got to pick. You can't just get an Ultima, right? True. Right? Yeah.
True.
So you have the show as an excuse, whether you realize it or not. Like, one of my coworkers was talking about, like, struggles with productivity. I'm like, well, yeah, but like, the world is fucking insane right now. So like, we're gonna have some stuff. So like, the world's insane, Ian. Yeah, you're gonna pick a weird car.
Might as well get the V8 one.
Might as well get the V8. I love the fact that you just like, you make your most irrational decisions in a rental car parking lot.
100% I do. Yeah. Like, I just because I've done the same thing. I did the same thing a couple of years ago. I was in where was I? I think it was in New Orleans.
Okay.
For a road trip.
Okay.
And I was like desperately trying to find a car. I was going through every car to find one with cooled seats.
Okay. Sure.
The exact opposite.
Swamp
and then
ass,
you know what I did? I got the one with the V8. And then the burnouts. And then, I don't know. Not the most comfortable one I could get, but
I love this flow chart. Right? I want to Vizio this, right? It's like, is there an immediate like comfort need, right, that must be satisfied in order for me not to go out of my mind, right? Is there an option to satisfy that? Yes or no? No, fuck it, V8. Go big or go home.
And I think like 2 years ago, it was like Android Auto, but now that that's like kind of like a given.
Right.
Now it's heated and cooled seats.
I love it. Fuck it, V8.
Yeah.
Yep. Nice.
I kind of wish we were back in the days where the rental car companies would just give you a car.
Right. Where they would issue one.
Then I could just complain about it or whatever. But instead, I am now just a madman pacing up and down this aisle.
It's analysis paralysis. You have too many options. Like, giving you a choice like cause some bad things to happen.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh man. Like,
anyway,
because you're not like an insanely irrational person. Like, you're not the guy that like, like if you and I hang out, I don't think like you're going to be the one that tries to touch a cop's gun. Like, like you're not a crazy person. But so I love the fact that like we can put you in a setting and it's just all fucking bets are off.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Am I going to need to drive customers around in this car? Is it 3 degrees out Mustang convertible?
I did that 2 years ago. I got a Challenger, and my account manager was like, because I was getting the rental car, and we drove people to lunch in it, and he was like, you're in sales, right?
Right, but like you have like you're like. Rental car lot. I lost my mind. Rental car lot. I can't like you need a disclaimer, right?
Yeah.
Like those like the TV shows or something that starts off and it's like the views of the this person do not represent the views of the network, right?
Right. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's important context to know that I was in a rental car lot
Right.
when I committed these crimes.
Yes. I love that. Yeah. I love that.
So anyway,
yeah.
so then later in the week, my wife, as I may have mentioned on this show, released a book, Being Mary Bennett, available everywhere now. And we went to a hotel to celebrate, and it was a fancy place, and so I valeted the car. I did ask, so we had someone watching the children, so we had to leave the family car here.
Right.
And
should
so we
they
had to
need to be
bring-
driven, right?
Right. And so we had to bring the R32 to the hotel. And I asked first, I was like, do you have a self-park option? Because this thing is stick shift and temperamental and very low and blah, and.
Right.
And he sat through my list and then said, no. And I was like, okay. All right. Well, here's the briefing. Here's the pre-flight checklist that you need to go through to drive this stupid thing. And then 2 days later when we checked out, I got the keys from the kid who was working the valet stand. And he was like letting Jenny into the car. And,
Sure.
And as he was shutting the door and let on Jenny's side, he handed me the keys, and he was like, man, this is like top 3 cars I've gotten to drive on this working at this hotel. Now, I just want to point, sitting in the coffee shop before I went to go get the car, I saw at least 2 Teslas, and like this is like a nice hotel.
Sure.
And so I was like, oh, thanks, man. I mean, it's fine. And I gave him his tip, and then I walked and got into the car. And I got into the car, and Jenny was like, just lies to get tips.
You're up, smacking that reality back at you.
Yeah.
Well, I will take the rental clerk or the valet person at their word here, because
I think so a little bit. I think it's like a unique experience.
Yes, and think about it, they're probably parking it in a garage, and your car sounds fucking incredible.
Yeah, he got to cold start it in the morning in the garage.
In a garage. Great.
Yeah.
Did you hear it coming when they were bringing it?
Oh, of course, yeah. Yeah. No, I definitely can hear it coming. But yeah, I think it's probably more that it's like very unusual. Like,
yes, it's certainly a novelty, right?
At a place like that where they're typically only going to get high-end luxury cars.
Right. Toyota Avalons.
And then every model of Subaru that's been created in the last 20 years.
Right. Exactly.
Those are going to be what they get. And then all the rental cars from Denver Airport.
There you go. Yep. Didn't think about the rental cars. Yeah. Yeah, right?
Yeah. So,
yeah, of course. He had a blast.
Yeah. But I just love it whenever anyone gives me a compliment on my car in front of Jenny, because I'm just like,
Point Ian.
Yeah.
I love it, man. Nice. Your R32 has such a place in my heart. It's fantastic. I love it. It.
It's the best.
Yeah. Okay. What do you want to do? You want to talk about Formula One?
Let's do Formula One, and then we'll finish up with a game.
And a mental health check-in. I do want to touch on that. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Formula One is back. Formula.
Keep trying. You're close, buddy. You're almost there.
Effington 1 is back. Okay, so a lot has happened. It's a brand new set of regulations, brand new cars. All of that is different. There's been a lot of shakeups in the drivers. The cars look totally different than they did last year. Mercedes is very much not the top team anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Ferrari's hitting real hard, right?
Ferrari's doing great. Red Bull looks very strong. So many things to talk about, but I know that you are not interested in any of them. So we're going to talk about my favorite thing, which is Haas is good now.
Okay.
And also experienced some turmoil due to geopolitical events that some people may have heard about.
Okay.
So one of the drivers on the Haas team was Nikita Mazepin, who we've talked about on the show before.
Yes.
And
known dick.
Known dick.
Yep.
And also not terribly great driver.
Right.
And more than not being fast, I mean, because he's fast, you know, he's in Formula One, whatever, he's fast.
Right.
It was more that the way that he handles himself.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about this before, where you can see the attitude of the driver reflected in the body language of the car.
Right.
And he would do things like during qualifying and during practice sessions and things like that, where you could just tell, oh, there's a dick driving that car.
Right.
You know, a dick with a lot of daddy's money it turned out, Russian oligarch. He owns a Russian energy company, which means that he launders a lot of money for Vladimir Putin, is what that means.
Right.
So, daddy's buddy invades a sovereign country.
Right.
And so Nikita lost his drive. And nobody was sad.
Right. Everybody was like, well, I guess that problem is something we don't need to worry about right now. Right?
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
So no one was sad about that anymore. And so Haas was without a title sponsor and also without a lead driver.
Right.
So they parachuted back in Kevin Magnussen.
Okay.
Affectionately known as K-Mag.
Yeah.
He was not with the team last year, but he was with the team in 2020. Dave, I know you didn't watch the race.
Right.
He finished 5th.
Okay.
He finished 5th. Last year, the Haas's were 19th and 20th. I mean,
all the time.
All season.
Right.
I don't know. They may have not scored a single point. If they scored, they may have scored like literally a single point last year.
Okay.
I cannot tell you how amazing that is. Because he just like parachuted in Nikita Mazepin's old seat. Mazepin is like reviled in the racing world.
Right.
K-Mag is not. He's like the opposite. You know, he's when he fucks up, and he does, he gets red mist a lot, and like he does questionable shit. But it's more like, oh, you scamp.
Okay.
You know, that sort of thing.
Right.
And so for him to just like show up, because he got the seat, I mean, when the Ukraine invasion started, so like 3 weeks ago, he got the call to show up and then finish 5th is fucking amazing.
Talk about a ringer, right?
Right. So the other thing I wanted to address is that we haven't really talked about Ukraine at all. And during the whole thing, when it first happened, there was a lot of people when sanctions were first rolling out and everyone was targeting Russian oligarchs, there was a lot of talk about what the racing community was going to do. And there was talk about like pulling all of the FIA licenses from all the Russian drivers, which seems like overkill and probably unfair to a lot of Russian drivers. But then there was talk about like more targeted things, which is kind of what ended up happening. And so Haas ended up dissolving their partnership with Mazepin and his father, more importantly. But while discussion was happening during like the first week of the invasion, Mazepin was asked about it, and he did.
That's right.
And he pulled out our favorite thing, which is, I don't like to mix politics and racing.
Yep.
And I think we've pretty much established our thoughts on that. And so now I just want to pose a question, which is, Nikita, you've got some time on your hands. What do you think about that now?
Right. Didn't he also say that he was there to stay?
Yeah.
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 Um,
Yeah. Cars and politics mix.
yeah. Especially when, I mean, your dad owns an energy company, and guess where the fuel comes from for most of these cars? Like, it's insane. And also, as to Sky Sports credit, like they did a good job of like, I think motorsports press in general is real bad about this, of like kind of bowing to that sentiment of like we don't like
just casting a wide net, not polarizing viewers.
Well, and even whitewashing
Yeah.
problematic people, like Santito, how the fuck you say his name, Ferrucci in IndyCar. There's glowing things said about him during every race, and he's not a great person either. He was the one who was texting in his race car a few years ago.
That's right. That's
and,
right.
Purposely ran into someone and all that.
Yep.
There's a lot of that happens in the name of like, well, we're not gonna talk about politics. Meanwhile, there's a B-52 flyover,
right?
Like that sort of shit,
right?
And I think for whatever reason, and there's good reasons and some ugly reasons for it, this conflict has really like made that position untenable and made people have to have some sort of moral clarity for once.
Right.
And
right.
it's been kind of refreshing. And so Ted Kravitz of Sky Sports was like, well, you can't really say this is about politics.
Okay.
This is about a little more than politics, right? Because like people are dying.
Yeah. Right.
And it's nice to hear that reaction. And I just wish that could get extrapolated out to some of these other discussions that are happening around like racing in Saudi Arabia and
right.
which is where we
Qatar.
are this week.
Yeah.
Right. Or some of the efforts towards diversity and stuff in motorsport. And I feel like there's a lot of tiptoeing around those sorts of discussions in media, whereas this was a little bit more everyone was a little more willing to kind of jump in and state a moral case.
Right.
And I just find that interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Anyway, that was all I wanted to talk about that. And also join our Formula One League. Fantasy
there you
League.
go. Yeah. We can put the link in the show description.
Yes, I tweeted it out before the race this last week, but I will do it again this week.
Fantastic. Nice. Right on.
Okay.
Who do you have on your fantasy bench? What's your fantasy team looking like?
Oh, yeah.
And how much did you change it after that first race?
I only made a small tweak after the first race. So I have standby. Who do I have right now? Because I did make some changes.
Uh-huh.
I have, a mix of Red Bull and Ferrari right now because the Merc cars seem to be having some issues.
Okay. With
straight line speed and stuff. I did have Haas on there from Jump, which I was pretty excited about.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm feeling okay about my chances this year. I didn't have any Ferrari in my team last year.
Okay.
And I started out this year with going heavy on Ferrari, so hopefully that doesn't bite me in the ass.
Nice. Now, does Red Bull run a Ferrari chassis?
No. So Red Bull has the old Honda engine. It's now a Red Bull engine.
Okay.
So Red Bull and AlphaTauri have the Red Bull engines, and then Ferrari, Haas, and Alfa Romeo, I believe, all have Ferrari engines. And there's a bunch of McLaren or a bunch of Mercedes engine teams as well.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and then Alpine has their own engine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right on. Nice, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm excited about Fantasy F1 this year. It's going to be the year that I take it, the year that I do well.
Boom.
I say that I got 8th this last weekend.
You heard it here first, folks. I love it. I love it.
I'm in 8th.
Look at you. You're looking at your team right now.
I am. I need to make changes. I'm closing this, otherwise I'll keep looking at it. Okay. What else we got?
Well, I do, before we do a game, right? Given how tough stuff has been, I do want to do a mental health check-in. And I want you to tell me if you think I'm okay, right? Okay. Because I think that I had a couple moments similar to you in a rental car parking lot. Okay. The other night, I probably spent 45, 50-ish minutes Googling Volkswagen Passat wagons and airbag systems and looking for Passat wagons on Craigslist and putting together like a budget for making a bagged Passat wagon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Airbag suspension.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Am
Why?
I okay? I don't have garage spots.
No, you don't. And also, what role would this vehicle fill in your life?
I don't know. This is what I'm wondering. Am I okay?
I mean,
I can tell you symptoms. I need Dr. Hatbro to give me the diagnosis.
I mean, here's the thing is that I'm ill-equipped to give a diagnosis because I love a bagged German station wagon.
Right.
I mean, you're speaking my language.
Right.
What I'm concerned about is that why do you want a bagged German station wagon?
Right. And why did I spend like 45 minutes investigating and researching this stuff?
Yeah.
Like at night too. It wasn't even like I was on a boring conference call and I'm like just opening some browser tabs. Like I read multiple different forum posts.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Did you voluntarily go on VW Vortex?
No, okay. I didn't. No.
What were your conclusions? Like, what do you think the budget would be to have like a decent Passat on bags, and what generation Passat were you looking at?
So I did enough research to know that I want a B5.5 Passat. Okay. I found one on Craigslist that I want to buy. Here, let's pull it up, and let's
pull it up.
Yep, let's do it.
I want to add to cart.
Yeah.
What makes some bad decisions?
Yeah, let's. Oh, apparently I last looked in Chicago. Let's go to Denver. Oh, because of that Phaeton.
Oh,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Passat wagon. Here we go. Let's do it. It was. Oh, I think it's gone.
Oh no.
Yep, I think it's gone, buddy.
What year was it?
It was a 2004 or 5. No, it was the facelifted, so it was a 5.5. So it was a 2007 or 8. Ian, also there's a W8 Passat wagon with an automatic on Craigslist for $4,000.
Really?
Yep. They don't even mention W8 in the post title. They just say 8 cylinders, and then you have to look at the picture to see the W.
Oh, it does. It is a W8.
Yeah. Auto.
Bizarre.
I love this. This is a great picture. Just like an off-kilter shot of the upper thing at the top.
Well, because I think that's a
special audio thing.
No, it's the sunroof controls, but that headlining situation, I believe, is different in the W8s than it is in the
okay. I do like that the home garage door thing is falling out of the visor.
Well, and also it is filthy.
It is. It is very filthy.
Very dirty. Oh man, those seats look like they're in rough shape.
Yep. Jumper cables in the back. Good sign. Good sign. Yep.
It has seen some things, huh?
It has. But yeah, so I found out that I want a 5.5, right? Yeah, which is similar to this. Yeah, this one here. But I found there was a manual 5.5 wagon on Craigslist just 2 days ago.
Oh, really?
Yep.
For how much?
I mean, I think it was only like, I want to say like $2,800, and it was the one. It was the 1.8 front wheel drive, which is what I'd want. I'd want the 4-cylinder turbo front wheel drive.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And so, what would you do with it? How would this fit into your life?
I have no idea. This is why I'm wondering if it's a cry for help. Ian?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Am I okay? Am I doing all right?
I mean, honestly, I endorse this plan. I think it's a great idea.
I mean, you can have, like, if the car costs about, $4,500, you spend another grand, like, fixing up the, buying fuses, right? Doing some stuff enough to keep it, going for another 6 months.
Right.
And then you spend about $6,000 on an airbag system and you fucking go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. There's like, you go online and you build, the truck or whatever on the manufacturer's website. And then there's this, like, I feel like this is a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about bagging Luther?
I have, yeah. And there are people that have done it. And air suspension was an option from the factory for that year. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I like Luther as is.
Okay. I feel like that feels more constructive than than this. Right.
I've never wanted to leave something so stock in my entire life than having Luther, than having that LS 460. The fact that I don't even care to look for non-factory wheels for that.
Yeah.
Is like, I'm like, it's just fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I fully endorse. I feel like you, at some point, you need to do like a no kidding VIP build, because I think you would do it right. I want to see you engineer an espresso machine into a car.
I've already thought about engineering an espresso into the back of the Abarth for taking it to Cars and Coffee.
Right. But I think a VIP, you need what you need in your life, and the thing that's missing from your life. Because you don't need a track car. Right. You already have your fun car. You already have your commuter car. What you need is a large piece of car that you can slam and put some throw pillows in. That's what you need.
Yeah. For anybody who doesn't know, like, VIP builds are ridiculous, right? Typically they're just hard parked, big wheels, and the interior is just insane. Right.
Imagine like a stance kid had the job of driving around the Queen of England.
Very well put. Very well put.
That's basically what a VIP build is.
And oftentimes there's like cocktail setups and like booze themed setups in these VIP builds.
Yeah.
Right. And which is why I would love to pivot and do the espresso based one. Right.
I would love it if you would put like a full espresso, like not an espresso, like a full espresso bar in one of those cars. And I think we should do it with like a big old American car.
Okay. Okay.
Or like an AMC Eagle. An AMC Eagle VIP build would be pretty sick, actually.
That would be pretty awesome. Yeah. VIP builds are just like, it is just money after money after money, man. I mean, it's so much like custom paint and upholstery and all kinds of stuff. But I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Like, I think you should just start with something really, really cheap. And just slowly build it into a VIP build. I feel like that's the next thing for you.
That's the next evolution of Dave. Mm-hmm. Yeah. VIP build something. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just like, for some reason, I just want to hard park a Passat wagon, man. I just want to freaking air out, you know? Yeah. I don't know. Is this how it starts? Am I slowly becoming a stance bro? Like, am I okay?
Maybe. I think I see more in like let's find like a BMW 7 Series with no engine and put an LS in it, and then
Okay.
and put an airbag system in it. I feel like that's the move.
Okay. Can we do a VIP bagged Volvo 240 wagon?
Perfect. Yes, they're still cheap. You could do that. That's perfect.
Okay. Yeah.
That's exactly what we need to do.
What do you think the last like kind of like automotive like fantasy like searching research thing what do you think you've done recently like along those lines? Have you looked at Craigslist, you know, because this is a check-in. I'm checking on you too, buddy.
Yeah, I did. I don't even remember what it was now.
Yeah, pull up your search history. Let's get into it.
I used my incognito mode for these because I know that they're shameful. I don't remember what it was, but I did. I stayed up really late the other night, and I did this. I was looking for Volvos. I saw that Bertone Volvo. The guy. So remember I had that Bertone 240.
Yeah, it's like the 242 or something.
The 242C.
Yeah.
There it is.
Okay.
It was in my neighborhood. And it moved. I saw it again, just driving around, and I was like, "Oh, I need to check in on these." And I was looking for, looking to see if I could find any for sale that looked good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I bet that's like high dollar on Bring a Trailer now.
Probably for like the nicest one, yeah. But there's still like plenty of like real ratty examples out there.
Okay.
So I think you can get these cheap if you're just patient.
Okay. Well, let's go to Auto Tempest and find you one.
Find you one? That'd be a good candidate too.
Yeah, it would.
I'd drink espresso out of one of those.
Yeah, you would. 262C. Let's do it.
242.
Okay, 242. 242. Search nationwide. Here's my zip code. Dox me, everybody. Okay. All right. Nothing on any of the sites. Who wants to open like 90 Craigslist tabs? Right?
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's okay. We can roll through these quick.
Honolulu.
Yep. Nothing.
Control T. Control T.
Control T. Nothing. Oh, there's a Volvo on a flatbed. 242 DL. 10 grand.
That's no.
Yeah.
10 grand for that.
Yeah.
Crazy. Someone trying to sell a Dodge Avenger.
Nope, nothing there. There's one for 6 grand. 1979. I like it.
That's not the Bertani, but that's cool.
Yeah. Right?
The 242s are cool. The coupes, they really do look cool. There's a 4-speed.
Yeah. 3 grand. Oh, look at that. It's got the patina already, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I decided to sell my love child. Okay. Yeah. Oh, look at that. The lights in the grill. Yeah. Okay. All right. 3 grand. Not sure what to ask for it. Is 3,000 too much?
Yes.
Yes. All right. Looks like Ian is going to Santa Cruz, California. Yep. There's an 81 242 for 5 grand in Denver. This is in Denver. There you go. Ian, this isn't too far from us.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a manual.
Oh, yeah. I saw somebody posted this online the other day. They were like, yes, whoever is doing this is fucking awesome. Because they have the V70R in the background.
Yeah.
Or a nicely modified V70.
So what's going on with all these engine out pictures?
Well, let's find out. It looks like it just has like a whole rebuild.
There's a picture of a turbo in there.
Yeah, look at that turbo compressor wheel. Hell yeah. All right, wow. Yeah. 96,000 original miles, and it's a 1981. That's really cool. Awesome. That's great, man.
Super cool.
I don't know if you're going to find better than that, Captain.
No, I don't think so. But yeah, that was my thing that I was looking for.
Okay. Nice, buddy. I'd say that's a more sane check than what I was doing.
I mean, not really.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay.
Maybe
all right.
we
Well, so we're
both
fine. We're fine.
Yeah. Right. I think we're doing well. We weren't looking for quattro portes or anything, right?
Right.
Okay.
Nothing crazy.
Okay. All right, Ian. I have a game for you.
Okay.
All right. It wouldn't be a show without at least a game, right?
Yes.
Okay. So our good buddy Mark, thank you, Mark, for sending this in. He sent us a picture and he was like, oh, I didn't see that coming. So I think, Ian, what I want is I want to see if you can, is a car with a sticker on the back of the windshield. And I've blocked out the last half of the sticker. And I'm wondering if you can guess what the rest of the sticker is.
Okay.
Okay. Let me make sure that, yeah. Okay. So here we go. Here's the car. You take it in, I'll narrate it. Boom. So it is a red Toyota Prius C, right? The little Prius. Mm-hmm. It has 3 American flag stickers around it, or on the back windshield. And the sticker starts off with, I'm saving fuel. Now, there is another half to this statement. They didn't stop with the lettering there. Okay? Can you guess, Ian, what the other half of this sticker is? I'm saving fuel.
And it's New Mexico.
It's New Mexico. It's a Prius C, 3 American flag stickers. You want to do a little zoom and enhance?
Sure. I don't think it's going to help me. But the thing about the thing I'm about New Mexico is that New Mexico is a lot like Colorado is, where it is very much a tale of multiple states, right? Where like
right.
You know, you have your 6-year-old white women on a journey in Santa Fe, and then you have the rest of the state.
Right. I will also say that they're saving fuel, right? But look at these rear tires. Like, that's bald as shit, out of alignment, and maybe showing cords on the outer. Like, yeah, you're saving fuel, but dude, like, you are a hazard at this point.
I'm saving fuel, and it's going to be something about like having energy independence for the United States or something. It's going to be some sort of patriotic spin on it, so that way we can like fuel up jet fighters or some bullshit.
You know, I don't think you're that far off. I think you may want to throw a little bit more no step on Snick vibe to it. Maybe less about the infrastructure.
Oh, I'm saving fuel for the apocalypse or something.
Close, but what they're doing as an individual.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. What is...
I'm saving fuel. I'm this fucking guy, because you know it's a guy.
Yeah.
I'm saving fuel to buy more guns.
There it is.
Yeah. Oh, you need to be buying fucking tires, Captain. I'll tell you that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. So thank you, Mark, for sending that in. I don't know if we ever said on the show, but Mark and his wife were recently able to retire, and so congratulations to them. And yeah. So I hope you're doing well. Yeah, for sure.
Stay clear of this person.
Right. Yeah. So I just love the fact that that's on the back of a Prius, right? I'm saving fuel to buy more guns.
There's so many different types of people in the world.
It's an incredible tapestry, isn't it?
It is. I mean, mostly moth ridden.
Right. Lots of stains.
A lot of stains. This tapestry of ours.
Uh-huh. Yep, there's been a lot of fraying. Not gonna lie. Lots of burn marks. Uh-huh. Yep.
We did a car show.
We did. Yep. So I'm gonna take that off the screen for the last part. Yeah. So yes. So thank you for doing a show with me tonight, Ian.
Thank you, Dave. Try not to kill yourself in your home office.
So, see, that's the thing. I had two things happen. If we're Final Destinationing like 3,
Yeah.
what's the third thing I need to look out for?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like Craigslist car searches is what you need to watch out for.
Yep. Right?
What should people do
Yeah.
if they enjoyed this show? Silly hand motions.
Yes, watch it on YouTube so you can see Ian's hand gestures.
Yes.
Yep. Yes, so if you see a maniac out there that has a sticker like this Prius, you need to text it to 720-515-1391.
Correct. You could call and leave us a voicemail on that as well.
Yes, you can. And I do want to thank some of the folks that have recently sent in vanity plates. You're going in the hopper. And, new listener John sent us some. Jesse sent us some. PETA, of course. So Mental sent us one. I don't know if you happen to see that, Ian, or not.
I haven't.
Good, because it's a good one. So that's going to work its way into a plate game pretty soon here. Yeah, okay. So thank you. Keep the plates coming. They're all going in the hopper. I have 119 things. We're waiting for nice themes to pop up. So thank you.
Nice.
Dana sent us some, so thank you. So send us plates 720-515-1391. If you're texting us for the first time, just let us know what name you'd like us to call you on the show. Yeah, so thank you. And let's see here. Do that. Subscribe on YouTube. Do that. So
we're on the social medias, mostly on Twitter. Come find us.
Yeah,
and the things with the guy.
We've really just moved down to Twitter. That's where we hang out now, right?
Yeah.
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 Right? Yeah. Oh, Ian's sleepy. He's stifling a yawn, everybody.
Sleepy.
Yeah.
We love you, everybody. And goodbye.